that's a first because it's never happened.
That's a statement, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's a statement.
And today is my grandmother's 95th birthday today. 95.
Wow.
So she never saw me in recovery. So
Oh,
today is a pretty special day for her as well. And yeah, that is the first. And you know what? Also, too, this is a full circle moment because City of Kenora kicked me out of the city in the early 2000s for my issues at stuff. So
well, the city didn't kick
well,
you out,
the police did. Sorry, let me
Well,
rephrase that. The
yeah.
police did.
Yeah.
And anyway, so this is a full circle moment, putting that up there and really supporting recovery, and it's Recovery Month. So I mean that it should be up there every September, and we should be supporting people in recovery and all pathways to recovery. There's all pathways. So I'm Jay Barnard, the Executive Director and founder of the Empower to Recover Foundation. I'm here with Mr. Dr. Jonny Grek, right? What a moment here in Kenora for all of us that are in recovery, people that support recovery, people that are struggling, people that are sober curious, people that maybe need a little bit more education around recovery, maybe people that just really don't understand recovery. And it was really a real special moment for the City of Kenora to actually do this for Recovery Month. It is September and it is Recovery Month. Today is also a very special day. It's my grandmother's 95th birthday, so I need to put this in there because my family is massively important, and they have supported me from my mom to Rick to my grandma, my grandpa, the whole entire family. But what I do know today is that my grandma is definitely proud of the efforts and the accomplishments moving with Empower to Recover and all our amazing stuff. So for the city and yeah, what does this mean to you?
I'm amazed at this. Like, I've been here for 6 years, working on the streets, trying to, give people with addictions and mental health problems like a different way forward, right? And I never thought that we would see a city support, let alone City of Kenora. I've worked here for long enough. It's a tough place to work when you're looking at supporting people with addictions issues. This is absolutely historic. I can't believe that you've managed to do this. And to me, that is key because, one of the pillars of recovery is community.
Yeah.
Health, home, purpose, community.
Yep.
This starts that process. The community will talk about this. What's that flag doing up there? What is Recovery Month? It's only been in place for 2 years, I guess, the House of Commons. And now finally, with this new shift, an interesting way to talk about something really positive, and it's on the City of Kenora's flagpole. Wonderful work, man. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you. It's incredible. I'm proud. This is an amazing effort. And like you've done so much personally for this. Like you said, it's a big grind. You have to be on your phone all the time, working with people who might not necessarily want to have that conversation with you at that time because this is new.
Yep.
And you have pushed through. And second annual Recovery Day in Kenora coming up next week. It's I can't think of a better way to help everything, this community, the individuals in this community, the economy, the health of this country. This is the way forward, man.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, really the secret to recovery is allowing people's voices to be heard. And if people's voices are heard, that's when actually the healing begins. So a lot of people's voices aren't getting heard. That's why people are dying in silence. So we need to be recovering out loud. So when we recover out loud, that's actually when people go, whoa, wait a second, I'm not alone. Oh, wait a second, there's all these different pathways to recovery because there is and that's what's so amazing about how, Brooke from Sober Bizco and Carl Heath and, when we came up with E2R, it was like empower, number 2, recover. The number 2 holds the people up. And the beautiful thing about that is there's no label on it. It doesn't matter what you're recovering from because the fact of the matter is that humanity's common bond is unresolved trauma. The other thing about humanity and the common bond is we're all recovering from life. So it doesn't matter who you are. Every single human being is recovering from life. Every single human being has got some level of trauma. Every single human being is doing something. So in my eyes, nobody's an alcoholic or an addict. That's the unresolved trauma. We go from the unresolved trauma to our mental health issues. Our mental health issues tell us we're not enough. So we want to jump out of ourselves. So the only way we know how to jump out of ourselves is if we kill the pain. So it's not why the addiction, it's why the pain. So if we really want to start healing, where's the pain coming from? So, luckily for us, just in this short 13 months, Kenora, September 13th, we got 70 tickets left, which is amazing. We're almost sold out. You're going to be speaking there. You're going to be hitting the stage for the first time, which give me some love. For the first time, I'm super excited about that because I have been working on you for a while. This isn't a secret. Everybody knows I've been working on you for a while. So it's exciting to see people like yourself, and we got Kalichi coming to town, who's a hip hop artist out of Pittsburgh, one of my best friends. We got Carl Heath coming back from Energy Wise. We got an amazing lineup of individuals. We've got Anthony Green, so on the Indigenous side, hopefully we can have some drumming and prayer, which maybe you're going to be able to pull together for us because that is massively important as well. So it's just exciting that we're making recovery fun again, right? So because we're making recovery fun again, we're actually getting people that are curious now. So what are you doing? How are you doing it? Why are you doing it? I actually sent out the annual report yesterday for our organization because it's very important for me to be completely transparent and here's what we've done, here's what we do, here's how much we raised, here's how many people we helped, this is how many community assets have gotten involved, that's the partners, and this is how many people we've helped on this journey in a short 13 months. So, as of September 1st, we had done 6 live events. Our last event was last Friday in Saskatoon, our largest event to date, right? 383 tickets were sold, 343 people showed up. We had opening drumming, we had sound bathing, we had youth on the stage, we had Danny Cole Floyd, we had Jamie Miner, we had Carl Heath, we had partnered up with Hard Knocks Talks, and what I saw, and we raised the most money on a grassroots initiative. So on a grassroots initiative, meaning it's built by the people, for the people, with the people, we raised the most money to help the costs of the event. So as a national non-for-profit, we aren't funded by the government as of yet. So everything is through fundraising, everything is through donations, everything is through our community partnership packages, and everything through ticket sales, empowering packs, and tables, and community asset boosts. I don't like to call it vendor boosts, that's too drug dealers for me. So I like community assets, and you mentioned community, right? So what does community really mean to you?
Well, I think in a way, you're creating a community around the theme of recovery. So community has no bounds, really. But if you look at somewhere like Kenora, it's fairly isolated, 16,000 people or so in this one area, and we've seen a lot of challenge. This downtown community has its own challenges, people who live here, who are dealing with those challenges, it's a lot. And it just feels so fractured right now. What I'm seeing here is not only an entire city, there's an eagle up there, an entire city supporting
There's my grandma right there, flying. Look at that.
I mean, there we go. I don't know if I need to say much more, really. Community is love.
Look at that. What are the odds of that one? Anyways, community is love.
If we can find a way to get people excited and feeling hopeful about something, especially in this massive issue that we have across this country and this world right now, and rally people together around one theme, which is the love of recovery and how amazing people in recovery are. They are just, I've always thought that those people in recovery are the ones who should absolutely be front and center leading everything from municipal politics to how the drug war is tackled, to bringing compassion back to our roles as physicians in this, perhaps. People who have that lived experience and have a recovery story of their own, when you actually listen, there's nothing more inspiring than that. If we can rally people around that theme of telling my story, getting it out, relinquishing some of the trauma that just holds me back, that's how you build community.
Well, and what's interesting too, I'll take a line from Jelly Roll, but Jelly Roll says, he's never seen a drug addict or an alcoholic not light up a room when they're sharing about their personal story.
Yeah.
If you want to hear true love, kindness, compassion, empathy, caring, realism, all of it, you bring all the people that have the unresolved trauma We also have Nara. I think you know Nara.
Nara.
I think you're, well, I don't know how to say her name, so I say Nar. Anyway, she's the human trafficking survivor. You know her, she wants to talk to you.
Right.
Anyways, but now we have human trafficking survivors coming forward and talking about their story, right? We have Leanne Davidson is coming forward. She just wrote a book, going to share about the journey of a mother with her son with overdose and suicide, right? So at the end of the day, we need to be open about the word overdose. We need to be open about the word suicide. We have to not keep that in the closet anymore because we know all the numbers are up in everything that we look at that way, right? So to have 75 different people in the last 13 months actually share their voices on this platform, all the way down to youth. Like last year, Street Angel was born, Angel Roy from Timmins, Ontario. She got into recovery 4 days before her 16th birthday. She just celebrated 2 years in recovery at 18. Yeah. She graduated school. She is a massive powerhouse when it comes to empowering youth, all the way to musicians like, Danny Cole Floyd, to Greg Ryder, to Jamie Miner, to Truth and Agony, to the North Sound. I want to get the North Sound on the platform. Forrest Speaker is an amazing speaker. Him and his wife, they did a show for us in the backyard at Dan's house. I cooked for everybody, and but to be able to bring the first ever recovery day last year was phenomenal. That was like a dream come true. To be a week out of the second recovery day, being able to raise a flag up for all of us. Who's to say somebody's not going to come down and sit there and actually maybe not use or drink because there's a flag up there? Who says? Now that there is support and now that there is this, and then being able to do the second recovery day in Kenora, which now we have taken it on as an organization that we will be doing the catchment area every September. So that could be Dryden, Fort Francis, to look out the neighboring communities. I'd love to go to the communities and actually do an event inside the communities with our amazing Indigenous communities and our amazing Indigenous people, because they have some amazing stories as well. So
needed. Really
excited to start really working with them and bringing events to the communities.
This flag has spirit. We've already seen the eagle come, and we know the eagle is love. And you've just created a movement, whether there are 15,000 people here to see a flag being raised or, 20 people. At the end of the day, this is creating something during Recovery Month, which people need to understand, and we need to talk about it. You've mentioned, 75 different people on the platform in the 13 months that you've been going. Even if nobody showed up to see those performances, that is 75 people who have told their story. That moves them along their own recovery journey. But we also know people are showing up, people are interested, people are inspired. This is huge, man.
Yeah.
It's a tidal wave.
The first event was 120 people, New Westminster, BC, May 27th. And then our largest event was just this past weekend, 343 people out of the 383. So in total right now, we're sitting at 1,284 people attending all these events. We are going into our 7th live event next Friday. Then we're going into our 8th live event, are you coming to Fort Francis to speak?
I'm not.
You're not.
I can't make it.
You're coming to Thunder Bay, though.
Thunder Bay, I'll be in.
So then we're going to Thunder Bay October 10th, which is World Mental Health Day, which is massively exciting. We're actually on an international day, because it's World Mental Health Day all across the world, and Empower to Recover Foundation is actually putting on an event at the Superior Inn and Conference Center. So it's massively exciting to have the organization a part of World Mental Health Day. So then from there we're going into Calgary, and I'm on a World Mental Health Summit with the CN, talking all about what we're doing. So I'm excited that the organization is being recognized with its hard work that we are doing. We have helped 29 different individuals get help in the last 13 months, which is massive. And that's all the way from people in jails to people on the streets to people just calling. And for us, it's not, we understand that everybody's path to recovery is different. So, an individual reached out, said, Jay, I've been to treatment 13 times. Don't send me to treatment. Why would I send somebody to treatment on the 13th time? Maybe it would work, but that guy's already got recovery. That guy's already been there. That guy can actually teach that program better than me and you, and also the people in there. So to benefit that individual and to elevate that individual to be the best person that he can be, we have to understand what he was looking for, right? So from a nutrition and active lifestyle, he wasn't really doing much. And then we just gave him a recovery mentor. Dude's got 6 months now.
Yeah.
Right? So the dude's got 6 months, and all we did was give him an active lifestyle, get him in proper nutrition, because a lot of us that have the unresolved trauma don't eat the nutrition right, and then hook him up with somebody that understands him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And his life has changed. He's changed because somebody actually, and I go right back to what I said, when people get heard, the healing begins. Well, I heard him. He said, Jay, don't send me to treatment the 13th time. Whereas maybe somebody else would have said, okay, we're sending you, get there.
You listen to him, and what you've done is you've surrounded him with healthier values. You talked about nutrition, so health, number one pillar of recovery. You've surrounded him with a community, which is to say, this organization, the people within it, we are going to be community. We're going to be your support right now. Home, I don't know what his home situation is, but we know that that is a big barrier for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But that certainly has to be ticked off the list. And then finally, the most important, purpose.
Yeah.
If this guy can speak his truth or have his purpose being to recover, that is the key thing that that people in recovery need.
Yeah.
And you've just gone and done that.
Yeah, and we've done it 29 times. Right? So we've done it 29 times, and what's beautiful is we've done it all across Canada. So we've done it here in Kenora. We've helped people in Kenora. I've helped people at the Kenora jail. I continue to do all my work in Kenora because it is my backyard and it's very important to me. Yeah. But we've also helped people in all the cities that we've gone to. So people will reach out to us and say, hey, how can we get this? How do we do that? So that's what's called, so when people ask all the time, well, yeah, you guys are really loud and awareness is really great. What's the mechanics? What's the engine of this thing? How does this thing help people? So we've created a thing called the ARN Network, which is the Alternative Recovery Network, which we test piloted last year, which is all the community assets, meaning businesses, products, services, information, knowledge, underneath one roof. Nobody's done this before. Why is there not a Rolodex across Ontario? I don't like using the word Rolodex, but why isn't there a Rolodex across Canada where if I'm in Ontario, I click on Ontario and it says active lifestyle, says nutrition, says second stage, says pre-treatment, says harm reduction, says whatever, all the things, the pathway, healthy modalities, land-based approaches, sound therapy, art therapy, water therapy, recovery mentors, recovery coaches. Why isn't there a thing that says that, and here's all our help?
Yeah.
So now we're able to mainstream it better so we can actually get the people help. So now the system isn't clogged. So what are we actually doing? We're actually listening to the individual that needs help versus saying, we know where you need to go, right? So we're listening to the individual that needs help by building the largest recovery network. I want to say the world because it's going to be the world, largest recovery network where people will be able to come in and subscribe. So somebody like you who works with people, you can come in on a subscription next year, pay the subscription for a year, you got the database. Nobody has that. We're going into 2025. Why do we not have something for Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, BC, Alberta, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia? Why don't we have something?
Yeah. It'd be very helpful as a health professional as well.
Right.
We need to understand what resources are available, and also so much of this is clogged up in a system which has certain, referral pathways to quite Western models of care.
Yeah.
And things that you've just mentioned then, and a lot of this is about, creative ways to express yourself, to tell your story, to be surrounded by, you mentioned sound bathing there, traditional ceremony as well. We have no way of connecting people to the resources that really move people forward.
Yeah.
My methadone prescriptions and Suboxone and being a healthcare provider, when that was the work I was doing, that has its role for sure. But really where recovery actually happens is this other place, which is the telling of the story and the feeling like you can move on with your life, be supported as part of a community, and have access to the type of, holistic care that you want. I know for me, energy work and Reiki and meditation, those have been the cornerstone for my own mental health recovery. And if I could only go to a place and find out, where is this? What are the evidence-based avenues to find this? And ideally at a low cost.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to come in at the area where hopefully, once we get some funding, right, That's where it kind of really opens it up on this aspect of things. Yeah, they got a Northern 411. You know, it's kind of hard to work itself through. It's kind of hard to navigate. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
So as a health provider like yourself, or somebody that is, you know, out of school, that's a counselor, a therapist, doctor, whatever, I can see how that gets frustrating. I can see how your door is getting knocked on every single day, and then you're like, where do I send people? So the only thing you can say to people is, sorry, there's a wait list.
Yeah.
Well, it's the last thing I want to hear when I'm coming for help, because I need help, that there's a wait list. And then the worst thing is to get referred somewhere else that tells me there's a wait list. Now I'm just mad. So most times, you know, Tim isn't coming back because he's been referred so many times, and every time he goes somewhere, it's like, but the exciting thing is there's so many non-for-profits out there doing some phenomenal work in this holistic, in this land-based, in this sound therapy, in this meditation, in this Reiki, in this whole world. There's so much help.
Yes.
Nobody's really dug into it.
No.
Right?
You just got to close the gaps up, you know?
Well, that's it.
And it sounds like, you know, if you are somebody, I think you mentioned Tim's not coming back, if it's a long wait list over here, if there's a gap for people to fall through, especially when it comes to early recovery, or maybe not even quite inactive, you know, just pre-recovery, you'll fall through the gap for sure.
Yeah.
If there's a way to kind of tighten that up and say, look, we can actually almost handhold you through this entire process. That's what we got to do. That's the community aspect. That's
what we worked on for the last year with that test pilot, and how we helped 29 different individuals get the help they needed from all walks, right? We just didn't like look at one area and go, okay, we're just going to work with the jail system. Oh, we're just going to work with the street population. Oh, we're just going to work with the rich population.
Yeah.
Like we really worked with everybody, because everybody is equal. In my eyes, it doesn't matter who you are. Me and you are equal. There's nobody's higher, nobody's lower. Everybody's equal in this world. Let's just show some love, kindness, and compassion.
Yeah.
And if we show some love, kindness, and compassion, all of a sudden it makes us to the big love word, right? So the big love is just the big love. And that's how we're going to help people get through this. This is how people are going to start healing. People are actually going to be excited about recovery. People are going to actually be walking with a purpose and knowing like, hey, listen, I can do this. I'm not alone. I can go here. We got free resources like Rogers TV. Rogers TV does show our TV show called The Daily Dose of Recovery, which is, there's 7 episodes there now, and there's a whole bunch in the bank that Vicky's got to go through. But that's a free resource for people to tap into, to start hearing different tips, tricks, and solutions to people's, how they got their recovery and how they got their new superpower, which is recovery.
Yeah.
And then also we have the podcast. We have the Empower to Recover podcast, which is also a free resource for people to listen to. So, you know, in such a short amount of time, you know, I always get asked, am I proud? Obviously I'm proud. You know, like when you're able to move through one situation, which was an old business of mine coming through COVID and taking a real educational, expensive lesson, to actually that lesson, because I gave myself permission, right? I didn't control the situation. I gave myself permission to push me into the biggest dream of my life, right? So when you actually allow and give yourself permission and say, okay, I have to go through this to get through this in order to get to that. And it was all of the stuff that I'd been doing anyway for the last 16 years, but we just kind of put it all underneath one roof, which now I'm really excited is that everybody gets to come underneath the one roof. So it's not just certain people, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, because everybody's recovering from life. So it doesn't matter who you are, you can come to the events. We don't have to say, oh no, you're an alcoholic, you can't come. No, everybody can come to the events because everybody's got unresolved trauma. Everybody's dealing with recovering from life, you know, but so whatever that is. So September 13th, we are down at the 7 Gens. We're kicking off the second recovery day. Head to the website, www.empowertorecover.com. There's only 70 tickets left. 70 tickets left to sell out. We had a monumental day today. We made history in Kenora, and we made history the right way. So thank you to the City of Kenora, and thank you to Rogers TV for coming down and doing this for us. I look forward to seeing you at the day.
Well done.
Thanks a lot for all the help.
Huge. Congratulations, man. It's amazing. Big day.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.